They told you abundance was a goal, something outside of you, and a prize to hunt, a mountain to climb, a door that only opens after enough effort, discipline, and sacrifice. But the ancients, they whispered a very different truth. Long before the first coin was minted or the first word prosperity was spoken, the priest-scientists of Atlantis and the initiates of Egypt knew a secret so powerful it was guarded behind temples of light and encoded into the very geometry of the cosmos. They called it the golden frequency, a living current of divine intelligence, solar consciousness, vibrational wealth, and manifestation power that flows through every soul, every atom, and every heartbeat. They taught that abundance is not something you chase, it's something you become. It is the natural emanation of a soul vibrating in coherence, the automatic reflection of a field aligned with the law of resonance. And when your thoughts, emotions, and energy begin to vibrate in harmony with that universal current, reality is forced to reorganize around you. To them, gold was never just a precious metal. It was condensed sunlight, the physical crystallization of Ra's cosmic fire, vibrating at the same frequency as higher consciousness. Every sacred chant, every initiation, every temple was designed to remind humanity of this hidden science, that matter obeys energy, energy obeys consciousness, and consciousness obeys vibration. Modern society separated spirit from matter, prayer from purpose, light from life. But the ancients never made that mistake. They understood that the same force that creates galaxies, that births stars and bends time, is pulsing right now through your light body, waiting for permission to awaken. And here is the ultimate revelation they left us. You do not attract prosperity, you radiate it. You do not earn abundance as you remember it. You do not manifest wealth. You become the field that wealth serves. The golden frequency is not a metaphor. It is a universal law, the architecture of creation itself, the invisible blueprint that connects wealth, vitality, love, and spiritual ascension into one radiant vibration. And the moment you begin to match that frequency, everything begins to move toward you, not because you demanded it, but because you became the source. Activation, anchor the golden frequency. Now, before you continue, speak these words silently. They are not affirmations, they are activations. I am not chasing abundance, I'm becoming it. I am the living current of prosperity. I am coherence in motion. The same golden frequency that births stars is vibrating in me now. As you speak them, imagine a sphere of golden light expanding from the center of your chest, pulsing with solar power, merging with the field around you. This is the first step of remembrance. The frequency is not coming to you. It's awakening within you. Chapter 1. The Atlantean Formula. Prosperity as a state of coherence. In the luminous age of Atlantis, abundance was never a destination. It was the default state of a soul vibrating in harmony with the architecture of the cosmos. The Atlantean priest-scientists, beings who united spiritual mastery, quantum intelligence, and cosmic memory, understood something that modern humanity has forgotten. The universe is built on frequency, and abundance is the most natural vibration of a coherent soul. They called this understanding the Atlantean Formula, an ancient prosperity code that wove together sacred geometry, consciousness science, and the law of resonance into one radiant field of manifestation. This formula was not written on scrolls or hidden in vaults. It was alive inside the human body, encoded in the DNA of the light body, waiting to be remembered. Matter obeys energy, and energy obeys consciousness. To the Atlanteans, wealth was not accumulated, it was emanated. Prosperity did not require struggle or sacrifice. It was the automatic consequence of vibrational alignment. They taught that the field of reality is like water. It does not respond to force, but it shapes itself around frequency. Every thought is a wave. Every emotion is a magnetic signature. Every breath is a command to the quantum field. When those forces move in harmony, when intention, emotion, and energy oscillate at the same wavelength, reality has no choice but to crystallize around your coherence. This is why they built temples aligned with the stars, chambers carved with sacred symbols, and crystalline altars infused with solar geometry, each one designed to activate the light codes dormant in human DNA. Within these temples, initiates practiced ancient technologies, breath alchemy, vocal resonance, light body activation, and geometric meditation, all tools to awaken what they called the golden current. The golden current, the source of vibrational wealth. The golden current was the heartbeat of Atlantean manifestation, a radiant flow of divine intelligence, cosmic abundance, and solar power that, once activated, transformed the human being into a living transmitter of creation. It rose through the spinal pillar like liquid sunlight, weaving through the chakras, awakening the Ka, vital force, igniting the Ba, soul consciousness, and expanding the Merkaba, the crystalline light vehicle that connects the human field to the fabric of the cosmos. They believed and demonstrated that when the light body vibrates in coherence with the field of source, the universe reorganizes itself to support that vibration. Opportunities appear, resources align, synchronicities multiply. This was not mysticism, it was energetic physics. It was manifestation by design, not by desire. The golden heart, the magnet of creation. The Atlantean masters spoke often of the golden heart, a radiant center within the chest where divine intention and human desire fuse into one current. When activated, this heart field emits a magnetic pulse so strong it begins to reshape probability itself. The ancients called this principle the solar law of creation. Radiate, don't crave. Emit, don't chase. Be, don't become. For they knew that the universe does not reward effort. It mirrors vibration. And when the vibration of your inner field matches the frequency of abundance itself, abundance becomes your natural state. Activation. Awaken the Atlantean frequency within. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply into the center of your chest, into the golden heart. With each inhale, imagine a river of liquid sunlight rising from the base of your spine, spiraling upward through your light body, igniting every cell with radiant intelligence. Repeat silently within, I do not attract, I emanate. I do not chase and I remember. I am the golden current. Prosperity flows through me, not to me. Feel the pulse of this truth expanding outward, merging with the fabric of reality. This is the Atlantean formula awakening. Not a myth, not a metaphor, but the original design of your being. And once it's remembered, nothing in existence can resist your frequency. Chapter 2. The Egyptian Alchemy of Energy, Turning Light into Matter. When Atlantis descended beneath the waves, its wisdom did not vanish, it migrated. Guided by the keepers of light, the sacred science of vibration, consciousness, and frequency traveled across oceans and was reborn in the sands of ancient Egypt. There it evolved into a complete spiritual technology known as alchemy, the divine art of merging spirit and matter, light and form, energy and embodiment. The Egyptians were not primitive sun worshippers, they were cosmic engineers. They saw the human body not as a biological shell, but as a temple laboratory, a vessel through which solar consciousness, divine breath, and quantum intention could fuse into physical reality. They understood a truth that modern science is only beginning to glimpse. Everything is vibration, and matter is condensed light. Gold for them was not mere wealth. It was solidified sunlight, a physical echo of Ra's intelligence. Every ritual, every geometric alignment, every breath they took was an act of energy transmutation, an alchemical process of turning vibration into form. The Ebai temple as a frequency machine. The Great Pyramids were not tombs, they were resonance chambers, built precisely on the intersections of telluric currents and aligned with the cosmic grid. These temples were designed to capture, amplify, and direct subtle energies into the human field. Inside them, initiates lay in golden sarcophagi, not to sleep eternally, but to awaken energetically. They entered deep states of theta consciousness, where breath synchronized with solar geometry and sound harmonized with the cosmic heartbeat. In these states, the boundary between the physical and the spiritual dissolved. The human body, the Ka, vital force, the Ba, soul, and the Hu, divine breath, merged with cosmic intelligence, transforming the individual into a living conductor of creation. Breath, light, and sound, the trifecta of creation. The Egyptian adepts believed that creation itself was woven from three primary forces: breath, the bridge between dimensions; the invisible current that moves energy from spirit into matter; light, the language of consciousness, the carrier of divine codes that structure reality; sound, geometry in motion, the vibrational blueprint that tells energy what to become. By aligning these three forces, initiates could command the quantum field directly. Every inhale was an invocation, every exhale a decree, every vibration shaped the fabric of reality. They taught that every cell remembers the sun, and that through conscious breath and sacred vibration, those cells could be reawakened to their original design, crystalline, radiant, and in perfect resonance with the field of source. Ra and Isis, the solar fire and the lunar flow. The Egyptian mysteries also revealed a deeper duality. Creation is born from polarity. Ra embodied the solar current, active, radiant, outward moving, the force that gives life. Isis embodied the lunar current, receptive, magnetic, inward moving, the field that receives and shapes life. Together they formed the sacred rhythm of the cosmos, emission and reception, giving and allowing, action and surrender. When these two currents unite within you, the masculine fire of Ra rising down the spine and the feminine river of Isis rising from the earth, the body becomes a conduit of creation, capable of turning thought into form and light into life. The golden body, remembering your divine technology. The adepts taught that the human form is not an accident of biology. It is a spiritual technology. The Merkaba, the light body, the electromagnetic field, the endocrine system, the breath cycle. All of these are components of a single alchemical machine designed to translate consciousness into reality. When breath is conscious, when intention is pure, and when energy is aligned with divine order, the human temple becomes a generator of golden frequency. In this state, abundance, vitality, love, and synchronicity stop being things you pursue. They become byproducts of your vibration. Activation. Awaken the solar alchemy within. Pause, close your eyes. Take a slow breath in through the nose, and imagine drawing liquid sunlight from the sky into your crown. Feel it descending down your spine, igniting every chakra with Ra's fire. Now breathe again, this time imagining a cool silver current rising from the earth, the sacred river of Isis, flowing upward into your heart. With the next breath, feel the two currents merge, solar fire and lunar flow, masculine radiance and feminine receptivity, spiraling together into a golden vortex at the center of your chest. Now speak these activations silently. I am the temple where light becomes form. I breathe with the universe, and the universe breathes through me. Solar fire and lunar flow merge within my heart. I am the alchemist of reality. With each breath, you awaken the Egyptian alchemy encoded within you. This is no longer theory. It is embodiment. And the moment you embody it, matter must obey your frequency. Chapter 3. The magnetic law of Ra you receive by radiating. The Atlanteans and the Egyptians agreed on one universal truth. The sun is not a star, it is a law. It is the living heartbeat of creation, the cosmic pulse that governs life, order, expansion, and abundance. And that law, the magnetic law of Ra, reveals one of the greatest secrets of manifestation. You do not receive by asking. You receive by radiating. You do not attract by chasing. You attract by becoming. The ancients watched the sun rise, and never once did they see it beg, struggle, or strive. It never asks, it never withholds, and it simply shines. And in that constant, unshakable act of emission, every seed awakens, every life form thrives, every system finds balance. They understood that this is not poetic symbolism. This is energetic physics. The same law that causes stars to form galaxies, that pulls planets into orbit, that holds the fabric of space together. That same magnetic principle governs your reality. And once your energy begins to mirror the radiant nature of Ra, the universe has no choice but to respond. The source of all magnetism, inner light. The magnetic law of Ra teaches that magnetism does not come from action, it comes from emission. The more light you release into the field, the more energy it returns to you. The more gratitude you radiate, the more blessings converge. The more creativity you share, the more opportunities multiply. The more love you embody, the more the universe reorganizes to sustain that vibration. The priests of Heliopolis taught that the human heart is a miniature sun, a radiant generator capable of projecting light into the quantum field. When this inner sun is awakened, it pulls circumstances, people, and timelines into gravitational alignment with your frequency. You don't manifest anymore. You orbit reality around your light. This is the heart of solar consciousness. Abundance is not the result of accumulation. It is the inevitable consequence of coherence. The 3 solar keys, ancient principles of prosperity. The initiates of Ra distilled this solar science into 3 sacred principles, the 3 solar keys, each one a fundamental law of vibrational wealth. Vibration over desire. The universe does not respond to need. It responds to frequency. When your emotional field matches the vibration of abundance, wealth becomes inevitable. Emission over accumulation. True prosperity is born from radiant generosity. The more you transmit through creativity, kindness, and purpose, the more expansive your magnetic field becomes. Illumination over control. Force collapses potential. Light reorganizes it. When you release the need to control and focus instead on radiating coherence, the universe rearranges itself in your favor. The Atlanteans taught that when the inner sun awakens, its gravity becomes irresistible. It draws opportunities the way the sun draws planets. It organizes timelines with the same precision that gravity shapes orbits. This is vibrational magnetism, manifestation by radiation, the sacred geometry of giving. The pyramids, with their golden caps glinting under the desert sun, were built as more than monuments. They were mirrors. They symbolized the cosmic exchange between earth and sky, between human and source, between giver and receiver. The message encoded in their geometry was clear. What you withhold, you block. What you radiate, you multiply. When you emit light without expectation, when you give without fear, when you allow your soul to shine with the constancy of the sun, the field cannot help but respond. Reality bends toward your coherence, and here lies the greatest paradox of manifestation. The less you chase, the more you attract. The less you grasp, the more you receive. And the less you seek, the more the universe seeks you. The Encoded, awakening of the inner sun. The ancients believed that within every soul lies a fragment of Ra's original fire, a nucleus of pure cosmic intelligence vibrating at the frequency of creation itself. When this inner sun is dormant, life feels heavy and random. But when it awakens, it begins to pull everything into its orbit, magnetically, effortlessly, majestically. At that moment, manifestation stops being an act of will and becomes a law of nature. Activation. Awaken the solar magnet within. Close your eyes. Place your right hand over your heart, the seat of your inner sun. Inhale slowly and visualize a sphere of radiant golden light expanding from your chest with every breath. Feel it growing larger, brighter, stronger, until it extends beyond your body and into the space around you. Now speak these activations silently within. I no longer chase, I radiate. I am the sun, constant, abundant, unstoppable. All that I seek already orbits the light I am. With each breath, feel your field strengthening, magnetic, luminous, undeniable. This is the magnetic law of Ra awakening within you. And from this moment on, reality does not test your worth. It mirrors your light. Chapter 4. The hidden current of Isis, the feminine force that makes prosperity flow. If Ra is the blazing fire that gives life, Isis is the silent river that carries that life through creation. She is the invisible current beneath all manifestation, the sacred feminine intelligence that receives, nurtures, multiplies, and weaves energy into form. Where the solar principle radiates, Isis embodies. Where Ra commands, Isis allows. Where the masculine projects, the feminine gestates. The initiates of ancient Egypt knew a truth that modern humanity still resists. Prosperity cannot exist without the feminine current. Without the capacity to receive, the energy you radiate dissipates. Without softness, your intention fractures. Without surrender, manifestation remains trapped in potential. They called this living river the hidden current of Isis, a subtle, magnetic, lunar frequency that flows beneath the surface of the universe. It is the heartbeat between intention and form, the breath between desire and manifestation, the womb of vibration in which all creation gestates before it is born. The womb of the cosmos, receptivity as power. The priestesses of Isis taught that receptivity is not weakness, it is mastery. It is the art of opening the magnetic field wide enough for the universe to pour itself into you. It is the recognition that energy does not need to be forced. It needs to be welcomed. When the mind becomes still, the body softens and the heart opens, the quantum field rushes in to fill that space with light, abundance, and opportunity. The more deeply you trust, the more profoundly you receive. This is the paradox at the heart of the feminine principle. Surrender is not submission, it is supreme alignment. The ancients said, "The sun gives, but it is the moon that makes things grow." The light of Ra awakens the seed, but the current of Isis nourishes it into life, cycles, tides, and the law of flow. The adepts understood that abundance is not a straight line. It is a cycle. It expands and contracts like the tides of the ocean, like the waxing and waning of the moon, like the inhale and exhale of the cosmic breath. When you resist that rhythm, you block the current. But when you move with it, when you rest during contraction and act during expansion, you enter the law of flow. In this state, prosperity is no longer earned. It simply arrives. Love flows in. Opportunities align. Resources gather. Creativity blossoms. The universe wants to give, but only into a vessel that is open to receive. The feminine alchemy, surrender and expansion. Within the temples of Isis, sacred rituals of breath, sound, and lunar meditation were used to awaken this magnetic current within the body. Initiates synchronized their breath with the tides of the Nile, aligned their heartbeat with the rhythm of the moon, and allowed the feminine energy to rise from the base of the spine like a cool silver river. They described it as the breath of Isis, a subtle vibration that moves upward through the heart and out through the crown, transforming the human vessel into a living chalice of divine intelligence. Once this current is awakened, the body stops reaching for abundance and begins channeling it. Energy flows in as naturally as water flows downhill. The ancients taught, when the masculine seeks without balance, energy burns out. So when the feminine receives without structure, energy disperses. But when the two merge within you, the radiant fire of Ra and the magnetic flow of Isis, manifestation becomes inevitable. Receiving. As an act of creation, the deepest secret of Isis is this: receiving is creating. Every moment you allow life to flow into you, you are shaping reality. Every time you trust, the universe expands around your trust. Every time you release resistance, the field reorganizes itself to match your openness. This is the womb of the cosmos, the field of infinite potential that responds not to force, but to faith. And it is through this field that the golden frequency, the same current that built temples and moved stars, becomes tangible in your everyday life. Activation: awaken the lunar current within. Close your eyes. Place your left hand over your heart and inhale gently through your nose. As you exhale, imagine a cool silver river rising from the earth into your body, flowing upward through your spine and into your chest. With each breath, feel it expand, be soft, fluid, magnetic, merging with the golden fire that lives in your heart. Now repeat silently within: I open, I allow, I receive. I am the vessel through which the universe flows. I surrender not in weakness but in power, and all that I seek flows effortlessly to me. Feel the breath of Isis moving through you, the hidden current awakening, the womb of abundance opening, the field aligning. This is not metaphor. This is the science of surrender, the geometry of receptivity. From this state, abundance cannot resist you, because you have become the space into which the universe longs to pour itself. Chapter 5: The Emerald Breath of Thoth, Sound Word, and Breath as Creation. When Atlantis fell silent and its crystal cities dissolved beneath the sea, one voice continued to echo across the ages, the voice of Thoth, the architect of divine knowledge, the scribe of cosmic law, the guardian of the emerald tablets. Thoth taught a truth so profound that it rewrites everything we think we know about manifestation. Breath, sound, and word are not human functions, they are cosmic technologies. To the initiates of Hermopolis and Saqqara, breath was not air. It was the bridge between dimensions, the invisible current that carries consciousness into form. Sound was not noise. It was geometry in motion, the vibrational blueprint that gives shape to reality. And word was not language. It was divine command, the encoded instruction that tells energy what to become. They believed the universe itself began with a breath, the silent inhale of the void, followed by a vibration, a sacred tone, a resonance that sculpted light into galaxies and consciousness into worlds. And within the human body, the same divine architecture exists. Every inhale summons raw potential. Every exhale shapes that potential into form. The breath as a bridge between worlds. Thoth taught that breath is not just a biological rhythm, it is the first act of creation. Each inhale draws source energy into the vessel. Each exhale instructs that energy how to move. In this way, breath becomes a command to the quantum field. a pulse of intention that ripples across dimensions. When your breath is unconscious, your creation is chaotic. But when your breath is intentional, slow, rhythmic, focused, it becomes a tool of precision manifestation. It aligns the heart, the mind, and the electromagnetic field into one coherent vibration, activating the light codes dormant in your DNA. Sound, geometry, and motion. The priests of Thoth believed that sound is the most direct language of creation. Every frequency is a pattern, and every pattern is a structure. Chanting sacred tones was not religious ritual, it was quantum engineering. They chanted the names of the divine, Hu, Ka, Ra, not as worship, but as commands that shaped the fabric of reality. Each tone vibrated the crystalline matrix of the body, rearranging cells, re-encoding DNA, and synchronizing the human field with the frequency of source. Modern science now calls this cymatics, the way sound organizes matter into geometric forms. The ancients understood this thousands of years ago. When the vibration is coherent, form follows. Sound is not metaphor, it is physics. Word, the voice of the cosmos. Thoth also revealed the final layer of this technology, the spoken word. Words are not mere expressions, they are vibrational instructions. Every syllable carries a frequency, every phrase a field. If your words carry doubt, they divide the signal. If they carry fear, they fracture the current. But when they are aligned with truth, intention, and coherence, the universe listens and obeys. This is why the ancients said, "To speak in alignment with divine order is to command the laws of the cosmos." The human voice is not small. It is the echo of the original vibration that called light into existence. And when breath, sound, and word converge, they form the triad of creation, the same triad that built stars, shaped worlds, and birthed life itself. The emerald current, manifestation as resonance. The initiates called this process the emerald breath, a fusion of breath, sound, and intention that activates the emerald frequency within the heart. This frequency, green like life, balanced like nature, powerful like the cosmic pulse, dissolves fear, scarcity, and stagnation, clearing the channel through which divine intelligence flows. With every intentional breath, with every sacred word, with every vibration spoken in coherence, you are sculpting the quantum field around you. You are no longer asking for creation. You are commanding it. This is not magic. It is spiritual physics. It is the mathematics of consciousness, the equation that turns vibration into form, emotion into magnetism, and thought into gold. Activation. Awaken the emerald frequency within. Close your eyes and slow your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling the life force rise through your spine. Exhale gently through your mouth, sending that energy outward into the field around you. Now, speak these activations not as words but as vibrations. My breath is a bridge between heaven and earth. My words are commands, and the universe responds to their coherence. I speak light into form. I breathe destiny into existence. Visualize a spiral of emerald light radiating from your heart, pulsing outward with every breath, vibrating with every word. Feel the field responding, reshaping itself, rearranging around your signal. This is the emerald breath of Thoth, the forgotten key of manifestation. And once awakened, it makes your reality obey the frequency of your soul. Chapter 6. The Weighing of the Heart. The lightness that opens the Golden Gate. In the sacred halls of Ma'at, beneath the gaze of the cosmic scales, every soul faced the same question. Not what have you done, but how much does your heart weigh? For the ancients understood a truth that modern humanity still resists. The universe does not respond to your effort. It responds to your vibration. And vibration is determined not by what you achieve, but by what you carry inside. The Egyptians called this process the weighing of the heart, a ritual far deeper than myth. It was an initiation into vibrational purity, the science of becoming light enough for the current of abundance to flow without resistance. In this sacred chamber, the heart was weighed against a single feather, the feather of Ma'at, the embodiment of truth, balance, and cosmic order. If the heart was lighter, the soul was free to ascend into the realms of light. If it was heavy, burdened by guilt, fear, resentment, or attachment, it remained bound to the density of limitation. This was not punishment. It was physics. Because the field cannot entrain with heaviness. It synchronizes only with coherence. Vibration is weight. Emotion is frequency. The adepts taught that every thought, every belief, every emotion leaves an imprint on the field, a vibrational signature that either anchors you in density or lifts you toward expansion. Fear compresses frequency. Shame contracts the field. Anger distorts coherence. Guilt locks energy in stagnation. These emotional weights act like gravity on the light body, lowering its resonance and blocking the flow of abundance. But when these energies are transmuted, through awareness, forgiveness, compassion, and release, they dissolve into light. The field becomes weightless, luminous, and magnetically aligned with Source. To the priests of Ma'at, purification was not moral, it was vibrational engineering. It was the process of clearing the channel, so the golden frequency could move through without distortion. Lightness as the highest currency. The Egyptians believed that wealth, health, love, and opportunity could not remain in a field out of tune with truth. Lightness, not ambition, was the prerequisite for manifestation. A light heart is not indifferent, it is free. Free from the gravitational pull of resentment. Free from the illusions of lack. Free from the fear that dims your radiance. They called this process vibrational redemption, the return of the soul to its original frequency. In this state, your electromagnetic field stops leaking energy and begins emitting it. Your presence stops seeking and starts summoning. Your reality stops resisting and begins responding. When your heart becomes as light as the feather, abundance ceases to be a goal. It becomes gravitational. It cannot help but move toward you. The inner alchemy of the heart. The alchemists taught that the heart is not merely an emotional organ, it is the central sun of the human field, the generator of the golden frequency. Every beat sends electromagnetic waves into the quantum fabric of reality. And the lighter the heart, the stronger that field becomes. Purification rituals and fasting, silence, sacred water immersions, breathwork, confessions of truth were never about pleasing gods. They were technologies to reduce vibrational density, to transmute inner lead into spiritual gold. And this is the ultimate truth. The universe does not respond to your words. It responds to your weight. The lighter your vibration, the more powerfully your reality reorganizes around you. The feather and the gate. The feather of Ma'at symbolized more than judgment. It was a map of the universe's architecture. Lightness is the key that unlocks the gate of flow. The heavier the heart, the more you push against reality. The lighter the heart, the more reality rushes to meet you. It is not about deserving. It is about resonance. It is not about earning. It is about remembering. It is not about doing more. It is about carrying less. Activation, the lightening of the heart. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale slowly through the mouth, releasing everything that no longer serves you. Fear, shame, resentment, disappointment. With each breath, feel the weight leaving your chest. Feel your field becoming lighter, brighter, freer. Now visualize a radiant feather hovering above your heart. glowing with golden light. It hovers effortlessly, rising and falling with your breath. You are becoming weightless, free from all density, aligned with all truth. Speak these activations silently. I release what no longer serves my light. My heart is as weightless as truth itself. I am a field of pure coherence. Abundance flows effortlessly toward me. Feel the shift. The heaviness dissolves. The current awakens. This is the weighing of the heart, not as myth but as metaphysics. And from this lightness, the universe no longer questions if you are ready. It simply responds, "Welcome home." Chapter 7. The Law of Reflection. Reality is your own frequency staring back. There is a law more ancient than time, more precise than mathematics, more faithful than any prayer. The Law of Reflection. The adepts of Atlantis and the initiates of Egypt whispered it only in the innermost chambers, because to understand it is to hold the blueprint of creation itself. Reality is not happening to you. It is happening from you. The universe is not a judge. It is a mirror. It has no preference, only precision. It does not deliver rewards or punishments. It delivers reflections. Every thought you sustain, every emotion you repeat, every belief you embody is projected outward into the quantum field and reflected back to you in the language of events, circumstances, and encounters. You are not reacting to the world is reacting to you. The mirror principle. Inner vibration, outer world. To the priest-scientists of Thoth, this was the most sacred of all universal mechanics. The outer world is never the cause. It is always the effect. Your relationships, your finances, your opportunities, your challenges, they are not random. They are precise mirrors of the frequency you are transmitting. If you radiate fear, the world reflects scarcity. If you radiate doubt, the world reflects delay. If you radiate gratitude, the world reflects abundance. If you radiate clarity, the world reflects opportunity. This is the quantum symmetry that binds all levels of creation. The cosmos is an infinite field of mirrors, every layer reflecting the tone of your consciousness back to itself. And this is why the ancients said, "The eye sees only what the heart allows. When the heart is heavy, the mirror clouds. When the heart is coherent, the reflection shines." Frequency correction, the sacred feedback of reality. Every obstacle you face, every silence from the universe, every delay that frustrates you, none of it is punishment. It is feedback. It is the mirror saying, your vibration is not yet aligned with what you are asking for. The Atlanteans mastered this principle with mathematical precision. They called it frequency correction. If their outer reality showed chaos, they did not attempt to fix the mirror. They recalibrated the source. They purified thought, refined intention, expanded emotion, and strengthened coherence, knowing that once the inner field aligned, the outer field had to respond. The universe does not resist your desires. It simply mirrors your dominant state. And when that state becomes one of magnetic coherence, reality reshapes itself around you with surgical accuracy, the observer and the reflection. In the mystery schools, adepts would sit before still pools of water illuminated by golden flame. They stared into the surface until it mirrored their gaze with perfect clarity. Only then were they allowed to speak their intentions, for they knew that the field could only amplify what was already coherent within. Modern science calls this the observer effect. The ancients called it divine responsibility, the awareness that the world cannot show you what you deny within yourself. You wish to see love. Become the vibration of love. You wish to see abundance? Emanate gratitude. You wish to see peace. Still the mind, because the mirror obeys only one law, coherence. Gold appears where gold is remembered. The adepts taught that gold, the symbol of divine abundance, is never given to you. It appears when you remember that it is already within you. The field amplifies whatever is most deeply believed, most consistently felt, most unwaveringly embodied. This is the secret the outer world tries to hide. Your environment is not evidence of who you are. It is evidence of what you believe you are. When the inner sun radiates confidence, the outer world organizes to sustain it. When the inner field pulses with clarity, the quantum matrix rearranges to match it. This is not philosophy, it is energetic geometry. Activation, the mirror of light. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply into your chest. With each inhale, imagine a vast mirror forming before you. Infinite, luminous, reflecting not your face but your frequency. See your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs rippling across its surface. Now speak these activations silently and with intention. I am the source. Reality is my reflection. I do not chase the mirror. I polish the vibration. The world reflects the gold I remember within. Feel the truth of these words pulsing outward. The mirror clears. The distortion fades. The reflection brightens. This is the law of reflection awakening inside you. The realization that creation does not happen around you. It happens through you. And once you master the art of polishing the inner frequency, the outer universe becomes nothing less than a gallery of your own divine radiance. Chapter 8. The Temple of Manifestation. Your body is the architecture of creation. Long before pyramids pierced the sky, before temples rose from stone and gold, the ancients of Atlantis and Egypt spoke a deeper truth. The first temple was never built by human hands. It was designed by Source itself, and you are standing inside it. The human body is not a vessel to inhabit. It is a laboratory of manifestation, a cosmic technology engineered to bridge the invisible and the visible, the quantum and the material, the infinite and the finite. It is a living instrument through which divine intelligence experiments with matter. Every organ is an alchemical tool. Every breath is a ritual. Every heartbeat is a command to creation. The ancients did not pray for manifestation. They became manifestation, and the moment they understood the sacred architecture of the human temple, they realized that reality was not out there. It was being sculpted from within. The sacred anatomy of creation. The heart is the magnetic engine, the golden generator, radiating the coherent frequency that draws abundance like a cosmic magnet. The brain is the decoder, the architect of intention, translating divine intelligence into thought, blueprint, and direction. The spine is the sacred pillar, the jed of light, channeling the solar current of Ra upward like liquid fire, connecting the Earth's grounding force with the stars' infinite intelligence. And the breath, the simplest of all actions, is the bridge between worlds. Every inhale pulls source consciousness into the temple. Every exhale sculpts that consciousness into form. This is not poetry. It is biological metaphysics. The ancients knew that when these elements align, when energy, emotion, and intention move as one, the body becomes an antenna for the quantum field, capable of bending probability and reorganizing reality, awakening the inner technology. Inside the mystery schools, initiates would lie in golden sarcophagi, not to die but to remember. In darkness, their heartbeat thundered like the pulse of the cosmos. Their breath became lightning. Their silence became infinite. Through sacred breathwork, postural geometry, and light body activation, they reawakened the dormant DNA codes, crystalline sequences of divine intelligence woven into every cell. When these codes ignited, their auric field expanded like a newborn star, and their presence alone could reorder reality. This was the secret of Chem, the sacred word for alchemy, to live as the bridge between energy and form. Manifestation was not magic. It was a precise process. Breath invoked the current. Thought shaped the pattern. Emotion stabilized the vibration. And as these three forces fused, light condensed into matter. The human body, a temple of gold. The adepts taught, your bones are the pillars of the temple. Your breath is its prayer. Your heart is its altar. To remember this is to stop asking the universe and start conducting it. It is to realize that the golden frequency does not flow toward you, it flows through you. The wealth you seek, the love you desire, the purpose you long for, all of it is already encoded within the sacred geometry of your body. You were never meant to chase manifestation. You were meant to become it. Because every atom in your body is made of the same stardust that forged galaxies. Every breath is charged with the same solar current that fuels suns. Every heartbeat echoes the original creative pulse that birthed existence itself. When this truth is embodied, life stops being random. Synchronicity replaces struggle. Magnetism replaces effort. Manifestation becomes inevitability. Activation of the living temple within. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and feel the breath move like golden fire through your spine. The sacred jed rising. Exhale slowly and feel that light expand into your chest, the golden heart awakening. Now place your hands over your heart and speak these activations inwardly. I am not separate from creation. I am its architecture. My body is the temple. My breath is the bridge. My heart is the altar. With every beat, I command reality to form around my coherence. Visualize your light body expanding beyond your skin, luminous, radiant, infinite. See golden streams flowing outward from your chest, weaving patterns in the quantum field, drawing to you every experience that matches your frequency. This is the temple of manifestation awakening, the moment you stop worshipping creation and start creating consciously within it. The universe no longer stands outside you. It moves through you, breath by breath, heartbeat by heartbeat, intention by intention. Chapter 9. The Return of the Golden Field. The awakening of humanity's original light. They said the golden age was gone, that its brilliance faded with the fall of Atlantis, that its memory was buried beneath the sands of Egypt. But the ancients smiled at this idea because they knew a truth far greater than history. Gold does not die. It only waits for vibration to rise high enough to see it again. Across the invisible horizon of human consciousness, a pulse is stirring, subtle yet unstoppable. A heartbeat older than civilization, a frequency more ancient than the stars. It is the hum of the golden field, the radiant fabric of divine intelligence that once surrounded Atlantis, illuminated Egypt, and now calls humanity home again. This field is not a myth. It is not a metaphor. It is a state of coherence, a living current where matter and spirit breathe together, where manifestation becomes natural, where abundance stops being an effort and becomes an emanation. The golden field is the memory of what you are, and it is rising again. The field was never lost. It was dormant within. Each cell of your body holds the echo of Ra's solar fire, the ability to translate light into life. Each strand of DNA carries the Atlantean code, the original instructions for coherence, abundance, and manifestation. Each heartbeat is a signal sent into the quantum grid, seeking resonance with the cosmic order. The golden field was never outside of you. It has always been inside, vibrating quietly beneath layers of conditioning, trauma, and forgetfulness. Humanity did not lose the field. It simply lost the sensitivity to perceive it. But the spiral is turning again. The pulse is quickening. The collective light body of humanity is beginning to reawaken. It begins as a whisper, a subtle shift in perception, a wave of synchronicities, a sudden knowing that your thoughts are shaping reality faster than ever before. These are not coincidences. They are symptoms of remembrance, the second dawn of Ra. Humanity awakens from within. The masters of Thoth foresaw this era, an age when humanity would no longer awaken through temples of stone, but through temples of flesh, when the golden frequency would no longer belong to priesthoods, but to the collective soul of mankind. That time is now. The second dawn of Ra is not descending from the heavens. It is rising from within. It emerges from your breath, your spine, your presence, your coherence, and as it rises in millions of souls simultaneously, the golden field begins to reform around the planet, a lattice of divine intelligence spanning humanity like an invisible sun. This is why opportunities appear out of nowhere, why time bends, why intention crystallizes into matter with unprecedented speed. The law of reflection and the law of manifestation fuse here into one seamless movement. Thought becomes form, emotion becomes magnetism, presence becomes power. The collective light body and the new earth. As more hearts open and more light bodies align, the crystalline grid of earth, the same grid through which Atlantean and Egyptian frequencies once flowed, begins to hum again. Golden rivers of intelligence travel through dreams, insights, visions, and synchronicities, guiding humanity toward a higher order of existence. This is not evolution by effort. It is evolution by resonance. The golden field answers not to hierarchy, but to vibration. It is not activated by ideology, but by gratitude. It does not awaken through belief, but through remembrance. And its first sign is always the same, a profound, undeniable peace radiating from the center of your chest, the peace that signals alignment with your original design. In that peace, wealth stops being something you chase. Love stops being something you seek. Purpose stops being something you search for, because you remember all of it was flowing through you all along. The age of responsibility, power returns where memory awakes. The golden field is not a gift, it is a mirror. It amplifies what you carry, it multiplies what you radiate, and it reflects back to you the exact frequency you embody. This is why the return of the field demands responsibility. Because when consciousness remembers its power, it can no longer hide behind chance. Every thought becomes a command. Every word becomes a blueprint. Every breath becomes a creation. This is the true meaning of sovereignty, not control over reality, but co-creation with it. And when humanity steps into this remembrance collectively, the golden field will no longer be a myth of the past. It will become the atmosphere of the new earth. Activation. Enter the golden field. Close your eyes. With every breath, feel a soft golden pulse rising from the center of your chest, a heartbeat syncing with the heartbeat of the universe. Visualize a radiant field expanding around your body, connecting to a vast grid of light encircling the earth. This is the golden field, and you are part of it. Now, repeat these activations silently and with power. I am the light remembering itself. The golden field flows through me and around me. I am the bridge between heaven and earth, the architect of the new world. Feel the resonance build. Feel the field responding. The line between inner and outer dissolves. You are no longer reaching for abundance. You are abundance. You are no longer seeking the field. You are the field. And from this state, creation bends, time bows, and the universe arranges itself around your frequency. The gold was never gone. It was never metal. It was you, and it is rising again. Final activation, the golden light within. The journey through Atlantis and Egypt through temples and laws, through solar fires and lunar rivers, was never about history. It was never about ruins or myths, gods or empires. It was always about you. Every symbol you encountered, every code you heard, every frequency you felt, they were all mirrors, reflecting a single ancient truth back to the center of your soul. You were never meant to seek the light. You were meant to remember that you are it, the golden frequency that once pulsed through the crystalline chambers of Atlantis, the solar current that illuminated the pyramids of Re, the emerald breath of Thoth that shaped worlds from sound. They were never lost. They were sleeping, within the rhythm of your breath, the resonance of your heart, the geometry of your soul. Every inhale you take awakens your light body, the multidimensional architecture designed to transmit divine intelligence into form. Every exhale expands your quantum field, the invisible atmosphere where thought becomes matter and vibration becomes destiny. Every heartbeat is a cosmic pulse, syncing your human vessel with the original frequency that gave birth to galaxies. This is the final remembrance. Abundance was never a reward. It was your natural frequency. Manifestation was never a skill. It was your original state. Divinity was never outside. It was always woven into your DNA. The solar descent and lunar rise, completion of the circuit. Now, feel the golden current of Ra descending from the crown of the cosmos into the crown of your head. Pure, radiant, eternal light flowing through your spine like liquid fire. Feel the hidden current of Isis rising from the roots of the earth, flowing upward through your base, nourishing your being with sacred feminine energy. Receptive, nurturing, infinite. At the center of your chest, these two forces meet, sun and moon, heaven and earth, masculine and feminine, merging into one luminous spiral of creation. It spins outward, becoming your aura, your field, your orbit, a living sun radiating golden light into the quantum fabric of reality. In this moment, you are no longer a seeker. You are the source. You are no longer a student. You are the temple. You are no longer waiting for the universe to respond, because the universe is now responding to you, becoming the architect of reality. From this remembrance, every breath becomes a tool of creation. Every thought becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. Every heartbeat becomes a signature on the blueprint of destiny. You no longer walk toward your purpose, you radiate it. You no longer ask for abundance, you emanate it. You no longer pray for love. You become the vibration love recognizes. The separation dissolves. The illusion ends. You and Source are no longer two. You are the same light, remembering itself through form. Final activation, the solar oath of remembrance. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Visualize a radiant sphere of golden light expanding from the center of your chest. Brighter, warmer, more alive with every heartbeat. Let it grow until it touches the edges of the universe. Now speak these words, not as affirmations, but as activations. I am the light of Ra, eternal, radiant, sovereign. I am the current of Isis and flowing, receptive, infinite. I am the voice of Thoth, creative, intelligent, divine. I am the living temple. The universe remembers itself through me. Feel the surge. Feel the remembering. The golden field responds to your pulse. The quantum fabric bends to your frequency. And reality, the grand mirror, rearranges itself around the light you now embody. Because in truth you were never walking toward the gold. You were always the gold walking toward itself. The search is over. The source is awake. So comment below to anchor this frequency. I am the golden light. I am the source of creation. Let the universe hear the vibration of your remembrance.